What if you were writing your next video script and instead of staring at a blank page for hours, you could quickly create a fully engaging script in a matter of just 20 to 30 minutes? No overthinking, no second guessing, and you just had a proven process that delivers extremely high quality content that holds retention and gets views. And here's kind of the crazy part. The secret to this isn't actually working harder or spending hours brainstorming videos. It's actually leveraging AI in a set of simple frameworks that make the video scripting process so much easier and create way better videos. I can guarantee you, if you think you've heard this before or what I'm about to show you in this video, I can promise you this is something you haven't seen before. And I've used this same process to generate over 2 million views on my YouTube channels. And what I'm about to show you will not only save you a ton of time creating video scripts, but also help you create videos that are way more engaging, based on retention, and the whole process is actually ridiculously efficient. So I'm pretty excited for what I'm about to show you. But here's the kicker. There's one simple step throughout all of this that most creators absolutely overlook, especially when they're trying to use AI to help with their video scripts. And if I'm being honest, skipping this one thing is what makes their videos flop. Well, I'm going to show you exactly what that is and how to fix it in this video. Okay, so where do we start with all of this? Well, we all know that every good video starts by having a well-crafted title, because really without the title, our video doesn't get the clicks and the views, and it kind of drives the direction for the video. And what I see a lot of people do is create the content first and then try to slap a magic title on the back end that gets views. Well, and usually they end up with a not so great title, or on the flip side, they create some clickbaity title that doesn't align with their content. Well, here's the deal. Your video could be absolute gold, packed with value, beautifully edited, but if the title doesn't grab attention and align with the video, no one's clicking. And guys, that's simply just how it works. That's how YouTube works. And sometimes I know for a lot of people I've worked with, creating titles can be frustrating, or they hate that part of the process. For me personally, that's one of my favorite parts. So here's what we're going to do instead of spending hours trying to think of good titles. We're going to let AI do the hard work for us. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. The first way is coming up with a really dynamic prompt to generate exactly the type of titles that you want for your YouTube videos. For example, I have one that is very in-depth that generates about 100 titles. Now, the cool thing about this prompt is I spent a lot of time developing it, so it creates the titles around the things that I want. For example, titles that have urgency involved, titles that have curiosity or numbers involved. And I ask it to take it a number of different angles with different types of titles. For example, some of them will be urgency based, some of them might promise a specific result, some might highlight a pain point, and you get the idea. Now, because of the amount of titles that I'm always generating to constantly come up with good ideas for my channels, I've actually turned this into a GPT inside of ChatGPT, which means I don't have to type out the prompt every single time I want to do this. I just give it my topic idea and it generates the titles for me. And once it generates all of these titles, I now have about 100 titles that I can pick from and narrow down to the best. And I always like to take the top 3 to 7 that really catch my eye and then spend a few minutes looking through those, thinking about which one of those would make me want to click. Now, if you have a friend or someone else that you can ask to take a look at the titles and see which one intrigues them, that's another great way to choose which title that you want to go with. I just find that I usually get way better titles when I do it this way, because we spent the time to develop the prompt to include all of the things that we want in a really good title. So this is like a system that spits out good title after good title. Okay, so this is where the next piece of the magic comes in. Once I have my title, I will ask ChatGPT to generate me a bulleted point list of talking points for the video. Now, it's very important that you include that you want a bulleted point list of talking points, because if not, ChatGPT will usually try to generate an entire outline for your video. And in this case, we're not quite ready for that yet. And that's part of the magic of this process. At this point, we just want a list of ideas of talking points of things we will cover in the video. Now, the cool thing about this that I have found is that ChatGPT will often come up with a number of ideas that I wouldn't have thought about, right? Because it's taking all this data and all this information and analyzing your title, thinking about what types of things people would want to know about that particular topic. Now, if you really want to spice up this prompt, you can say things like, can you give me a detailed bulleted point list of key talking points for a video with this title and make sure you give me a list of ideas that is going to keep viewers watching and engaged in the video. And boom, now you have your foundation ready to go. And look, guys, great videos don't just happen by chance. I think too many of us just go hit the record button and just start talking, and we don't really think about what we're going to do in the video. And I would say there's a small percentage of people that can create videos that way that are highly engaging and hold people's attention. Most people just ramble on, don't have direction for their video, and that's what makes this process so unique, right? We're specifically crafting our videos with a specific structure and format that makes them high retention. Now, this next part is where we actually refine things. I think a lot of times when we use AI, because it's so easy to have it generate information for us, we just want more and more information, and the more we can put into our videos, the better, we think. But in all actuality, less is more, because we got to remember that our target audience is who we're delivering this for. And we don't just want to give them everything possible out there. We want to refine that down to the best information on our topic and give them just that, right? We want to eliminate the fluff and refine our video script down to pure value. So I will actually go through that list of talking points and ask myself, does this add to the video? Does it need to be in this script? Will this keep the viewers engaged? Or is it kind of just filler information? And guys, you can think of this like you're kind of sculpting the perfect video. ChatGPT gives you the raw materials to put together this beautiful sculpture, but it's your job to chisel it away and narrow it down until you have this masterpiece of a script. And when it's all said and done, you're going to have this beautiful script that delivers a lot of value and holds retention. Okay, so this next point is where a lot of creators go wrong. They almost treat their talking points like a to-do list or a linear process, right? So they will take their talking points and literally just record their video directly from those talking points in that order. Well, here's a key tip. You need to reorder everything. So what I like to do is take the most exciting, most engaging points that it gives me and push them right to the top of the video script, because we all know that we've only got seconds to get people's attention and hold their attention. So if I don't deliver the goods till the end of the video, well, people are going to get bored and click away. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't want to have good parts at the end of our video or tease things towards the end of our video, but we want to put some really exciting stuff right up front at the beginning of our scripts. Almost think of your videos like a roller coaster. That big drop at the beginning is what gets people's adrenaline flowing and excited for the rest of the ride, right? So with our videos, we want to deliver a punch right away and get people excited for what's to come next, because we know that the more that we get people to stay, the more YouTube is going to reward your video and push it out to more people, because simply YouTube wants to give the people what they want. And by raising that retention, we are showing YouTube that we got the right signals in our video. And now this next part is pretty exciting, guys, because this is where a lot of the magic happens. And I'm actually doing a live later this week on my channel that's going to go really in depth on this. So make sure you check that out. And if you see this video in the future, I'll leave a link to the replay as well, because this is where we use some of my content frameworks to expand on the outline. So think about it like this. Now we got this killer title. We got this refined, awesome list of talking points. We move the most exciting bits to the front of our video. Well, at this point, a lot of people jump into the scripting if they've spent the time to make it this far. Well, we want to be the best, right? We want to create some of the best content in our niche so we can blow up on YouTube. Well, how do we do it? Well, here's the secret, guys. At this point, I don't just write the script. I build it using a proven content framework, right? So I have over 15 of these. And really, these act like the GPS or guide for your script, right? And this gives your videos clarity and structure. It uses proven story formats, and it makes sure that your videos don't just sound like you are winging it and rambling through the points of your video. So here's how it works. I take my outline, and for each one of my talking points, I apply one of the frameworks to it. For example, if I'm using the core framework, I will start that particular section by adding context to set the stage for that point. And once I've done that, then I will move on to the O, which is the obstacle. The obstacle is about highlighting the problem or pain point that is going to actually hook your audience emotionally, because that is the pain point or obstacle that they are facing right now. And then in the core framework at this point, I go into what we call the reveal. And this is where I share the solution or the insight that keeps people watching because now they're like, oh my gosh, I can do this too. And finally, I cap that off of the core framework by adding an example, right? And that brings it to life. It makes it relatable, and you really start to transform your script into stories, and you've given them structure. And this is how you create content that relates to people and keeps people watching, right? So using a framework like this transforms your script from a collection of ideas into a cohesive, binge-worthy story, right? And all your points start to connect, right? You can use it to build tension because you're sharing pain points and how you overcame them and using real life examples. Guys, this is game-changing stuff, right? So think of it like you're baking a cake, right? Your talking points are the ingredients, but the framework is the recipe bringing it all together. And this also makes the scripting process so much faster because you don't have to think about the things you're going to say next. You simply apply a framework, and it's almost like you're being interviewed. You simply answer to the framework. Or my smart students will actually use AI with the framework and their bullet point topic to generate the script for them. And you're not guessing what to say because the structure is already there. All you have to do is plug your points into the framework and let it guide the flow for you. Guys, so great videos aren't just written, they're engineered, and this is how we do it. Guys, so we go through each one of our talking points and we apply a framework to it until we have a fully developed script. Well, almost, because we saved one of the most important parts of our script for last. We'll call it the grand finale of our script. And that, my friends, is the hook. If you don't know already, the first 30 seconds of your video are literally everything on YouTube. If you don't grab their attention right away, people are gone, they're off to the next video, leaving all your hard work left behind. But here's the twist, guys. I don't just write the hook of my videos first. Nope, I actually save it for last. And the reason for that is because by the time I have fleshed out the entire script using the different frameworks, I now know exactly what this video is going to be about, and most importantly, what is going to capture people's attention. Because now I know what the strongest points are going to be, and I know what's going to be relatable and is going to resonate the most with my audience. So now I'm packed with all the ammunition to write a great hook. Now, using my hook framework, I'll actually craft something that allows me to stop people in their tracks. And sometimes that's a bold statement that's going to make them think, wait, what? Or sometimes it's a personal story that kind of draws people in. For example, if my video is about creating videos 10 times faster, my hook might sound something like this. Imagine cutting your video creation time in half without sacrificing quality. Sound impossible? Well, stick around and I'll show you the exact system that makes it not only possible, but ridiculously easy. And guys, the secret sauce right there in that hook is the tension that it builds. Not only is this hook grabbing attention, but it's building curiosity and making the viewer feel like they need to watch the rest of the video to get the secret sauce. And that, my friends, is why this is the last piece of the puzzle that I create when writing my scripts. Like, you can almost think of your hook like a trailer to your YouTube movie. It doesn't give away everything, but it gives you just enough to get you excited and want to see the whole thing. And when you do this right, viewers won't just click, but they'll actually stay to watch your video. Well, guys, what I've covered here is actually just the beginning. If you really want to take your content to the next level and create videos that hook the viewer, keep them watching, and grow your channel, then you need to start using these proven frameworks to create your videos. So this week, I'm actually doing a live on this channel where I'm going to break down 3 of my most top performing video frameworks. And guys, these are the exact ones that I use to create high quality, engaging video scripts every single time. So guys, I will actually leave a link for that down in the description. And if you're watching this further in the future, you'll actually see a link to the replay. So make sure you check it out. I'll leave that down in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.